Tyler Tolman here with Conscious Lifestyler, and today I'd like to talk a little bit about detoxing the body. And in that, I'm also talking a little bit about parasites within the body. So within detoxification, I have people ask me, well, what is detoxification and how do I do it? And I'd say the number one way to detoxify the body is simply to keep everything moving and flowing the way that it should be. What I mean by that is not having a backed up colon and not having a backed up digestive system. So the best way to detox yourself is to get this digestive system moving, to get things flowing. And the fastest way to do that would be to eat the types of foods that have been eaten for thousands of years that have been known to really speed up movement. So you have things like grains, you have things like psyllium seeds, you have things like oats, flaxseed. There's very specific foods, apples for example, that really get digestion moving, prunes, different things of that nature that just get this whole thing flowing. So anytime that you're getting things moving, breaking things up, moving things around, you're really detoxifying in the sense that you're clearing things out. Every time you go pee and every time you go poo, you're detoxifying yourself. But it's when we constantly retox ourselves that there's really, not that detoxification taking place. So when we're putting things in that have no fiber, that are acidic, those are things that back up within the digestive system and create toxicity and disease. So we just need to get everything moving, everything flowing. So I've created a colon cleanse, as most of you probably know. It's just called Tyler Tolman's 4-Day Colon Cleanse. And it's based on the whole foods that really get things moving. And it also has something called bentonite clay. Now bentonite clay, when you bring that clay into the body, is known to be able to leach pesticides, herbicides, all kinds of different sides, get rid of all those sides, and basically pull heavy toxic metals out of the body. So it gets rid of mercury, lead, all kinds of other things. And so that's probably a really good thing to do in order to detoxify the body. So I would say, even if somebody really just wanted to start detoxing, they could just eat apples. Just eat apples all day and continue eating apples. You could do my colon cleanse. You could find a colon cleanse that's based on whole foods. You could drink a lot of water. You could do a raw food diet. A raw food diet essentially is detoxifying for people that are toxic. That's what it comes down to. If you're toxic and you start eating a healthy diet, you will detox for a while. But then you can get into deeper levels of detoxification. So if you heard of a doctor, there's a doctor by the name of Dr. Otto Heinrich Warburg, and he won the Nobel Prize for proving that disease, parasites, viruses, no disease can exist in an environment that is, number one, oxygen rich, and number two, alkaline. So what he said is, if you have an oxygen rich, alkaline environment, no disease can exist. So really what it comes down to is alkalizing ourselves and oxygenating ourselves. And how do we create oxygen within the body? That's it right there. Movement. So jumping jacks, running up and down. Look at little children. Little children constantly jumping, running around, doing all kinds of crazy stuff. They're getting oxygen in the body. Breathing. So there are different cultures of people that will literally sit down and do meditation and breathe. And they breathe in different ways. They'll breathe really slow, they'll breathe evenly. There's all kinds of different breathing exercises you can do to oxygenate the body. Now you don't have to sit down and meditate to breathe. You can go run. You can go play racquetball, tennis, basketball. You can do your favorite sport. Whatever it is that gets you moving and breathing will fully oxygenate your body, which is an awesome thing to do. That eliminates disease. When you're breathing and having that happen a lot, you're detoxifying through the lungs. You start to sweat. Oh, it's really hot out here. It really is. And I go for a run or I stand out in the sun, I'm sweating, I'm detoxifying. After 30 minutes of sweating, your body starts to emulsify fat and break down and eliminate toxins out of the body. Really cool stuff. So all of this is about detoxification. It's about cleansing. I talked about fasting in another video. You can watch the video on fasting. But really what it comes down to is alkalizing. So we have water. If you go test water in nature, you go find it flowing down a stream, that water is highly alkaline. And the reason for that is all the minerals that are in it. So, do I have to buy a $2,000 machine to make my water alkaline? I did. I have one. I bought it. I think it's great. But you don't need that machine. You can simply take water, pour it back and forth, and oxygenate it just through the air, because the surface tension gets really high when it sits in a bottle. Okay, if it becomes acidic from sitting in plastic, you can add a pinch of bicarb of soda. And bicarbonate of soda, or baking soda, is an alkalizer. It's a natural antacid. You can put in not table salt. Don't use table salt, please. It's probably got aluminum in it. You can use Himalayan salt. You can use natural sea salt, the stuff that looks kind of dirty and dark. That's all the minerals that are in there. And when you mineralize the water, it becomes more alkaline. You can grab a lemon. Most people think a lemon, well, that's highly acidic. It is. But then when you put it in the body, it alkalizes the body because of all the minerals that exist in it. In fact, a lemon is probably the top #1 alkalizing food on the planet. And the nice thing about lemons is they grow year-round. A lemon tree produces lemons year-round, and there's a reason for that. It's something that we should constantly be putting into our bodies to give us energy, to give us health, and to alkalize ourselves. And then we have fruit, watermelons, we have papaya, we have all these different fruits that are highly alkaline. So eating, fruits, different veggies, greens, these things mineralize, they alkalize the body. What's the #1 acidic food? Meat, red meat, chicken, fish, anything that's dead. If it's dead, it's acidic. And guess what? When something dies, it becomes highly acidic for a very specific reason. It becomes highly acidic so that parasites and worms will break down that body so that it can decompose and go back to the earth. Makes a lot of sense, actually. And in fact, if you look at any animal on the planet that eats flesh, and it eats that, it eats it right away. You look at a lion. It doesn't kill an animal and then wait for 6 weeks or stick it in the freezer. It literally will kill that animal and eat it while it's still alive, before it's becoming highly acidic. And animals that eat flesh typically have a smaller digestive system, and it will move through the body faster, so that it doesn't become acidic within the body. Humans, on the other hand, are quite different. We'll kill an animal, somewhere in another state somewhere, and then they chill it and they do all this stuff. By the time you actually get it at your grocery store, the reason it still looks red and delicious is because of all the preservatives they've added to it, which cause a whole plethora of disease and problems, chronic issues. But then we take that meat and we'll cook it, which is a good thing to kill some of those parasites, kill some of those bad bacteria that live in that acidic environment. And then we put it into our body. When we put that into our body, what happens? No fiber, highly acidic, slows down the digestive system, causes issues. So back to our original thing of detoxification, it comes to just getting everything moving. So anything you're doing to get the body moving and flowing, alkalizing and oxygenated, guess what? It's all about the terrain. If you're becoming alkaline and oxygenated, parasites don't want to live in you. Bad bacteria cannot thrive in you. So that's really what it comes down to. Breathing, drinking a lot of water, staying hydrated, getting some exercise, getting out in the sun, eating whole foods, okay, and being passionate about eating those whole foods, and really just cleaning out the body. So I highly recommend not trying to go find some parasite cleanse. Try find some foods that kill parasites. We really want to take it a step at a time and build up our system so that they don't want to live there anymore. And after maybe 30 to 60 days of eating the right types of foods, maybe doing some small juice fasting, different things, then we can do a big type of detox or colon cleanse, and they will leave willingly. I promise you, I've seen them. I've worked with many people, my father's worked with many people, and we've seen every type of parasite you can imagine come out of every single orifice you can imagine. It's absolutely disgusting. I was never supposed to talk about this on video, but I am. And that's something that we just need to get out of the body. This temple should be a temple of light, health, vitality, and not a temple of darkness and sickness and parasites. So, with all that, just go ahead and eat more fruits and vegetables, drink a lot of water, and have a beautiful day.